Hello everyone, welcome back to the release video for Galaxy Racer, the racing game. In this video I go over some last minute design details and live demo the game for you. Also have a small clip of me playing on my phone right from the web browser of the game as well, so you can see it working on mobile too. This game is heavily inspired by F-Zero, a fun, fast-paced racing game where it's all about skill instead of getting a blue or red shell to completely destroy your opponents. There are speed boosts strategically placed to try and give you a small edge. There's a fair amount of jank as well in this game, like going too fast and running into a wall, you will 100% sure go through that wall. But even with those kind of mild bugs, the game still feels finished enough and fun enough to play. There is also no separate download link for Android, as I said in my Wednesday video. I figured if you want to play it on your phone, you might as well just play it straight from the browser. There's no reason to kind of have a separate download. However, to make this game work on the browser, I did have to lose one of the tracks. Apparently the build size was just getting way too big when I had all the lighting, post-processing, all those different things. Each track uses a pretty large mesh for the track, so I had to just get rid of one of those tracks in order to get it to a small enough build size that it would work for browser. So if there is demand for a mobile build or a full PC build, then I'll make it with all the levels, but for now it's fine as it is. So now there's 7 levels instead of 8, which is fine. Anyways, that's enough of me blabbering. Let's hit play and get into the game. So if we click the run game, we kind of see the usual stuff here. So we have our Grand Prix mode, a race mode, choose car, and settings. Let's first go into the settings and kind of configure that a little bit. So as always, there's a nice volume slider, so you can go ahead and play with that up and down. I'm going to just kind of keep it a little bit lower for this video. We also have the controls in here, so instead of making like a separate how to play, because it's just running out of real estate on the main menu, I kind of decided to just put it here in the settings. So in the settings, the controls for it is, hello Captain, this is your game dev here. Let me give you a few pointers before you start. Touch the left side of the screen and turn left, touch the right side of the screen and turn right. Pretty simple, right? All you have to do is come first without destroying your ship. Good luck. So that's pretty much like the basics of how to play. So we can go back. Now it's kind of the fun part. Let's customize our car. So as you can see, these sprites are taken from the SNES version of F-Zero. So you can go ahead and there's 4 different bodies, and then you can kind of choose which color you want. Maybe I'm going to go for this like purple land speeder looking thing. And then this is my glow color. So what kind of color you want your car to also emit. And I'm going to go with the purple here, because that makes sense. So now that we've configured our car and we've configured our settings, let's go into Grand Prix mode. So as you can see in here, we have these arrows to the side. So for the touch controls, you can use those. Even for your mouse and keyboard, you can also do that. If you're playing on, a computer or a Mac or something like that, and you didn't want to touch the arrows on the side, you can use the arrow keys. They also turn you left and right. So that's a little bit easier to control your car, then by all means, definitely go for that. And as you see, you have a few bars down here at the bottom. So running into a wall like this will get rid of a bar. So it's pretty much how much health you have. And then this bubble around you is kind of like your energy shield. And so we won that race. We were awarded 10 points. And in order to beat the game completely, you need to have a minimum of 60 points. So now this is the next track. And you can see my rank here in the top left. It's not 100% accurate, but it is pretty accurate as long as you're kind of like going towards the goal. It takes into account the distance your player is from the finish line. And it does a kind of a sort function for all of the different cars as well. So let's say you're on like a higher up area, but your car is kind of behind like the flow of the traffic, then you're going to be at a lower rank, even if you are in first place on the screen. So you can see here I'm rank 4, but then there's no cars in front of me. Now I'm rank 1. And that's just because I'm closest to the finish line. And I was given my next win. Maybe we'll do one more race here. Each race is somewhat different, so there's always different music, skyboxes, just designs of the tracks as well. Took a lot of time to design each track. I first kind of drew them out and then used Pro Builder to kind of build them all. All of the AI drivers, they use Unity's built-in navigation. That is the nav mesh agent stuff. So every level has a nav mesh built on it, and then I have a series of checkpoints kind of all around the map, so that the cars, they kind of drive to that checkpoint. Within that checkpoint, there's even smaller like sub checkpoints, so that they can kind of decide which one they want to go to, and then once they hit it, they go to the next checkpoint. So it kind of gives you a little bit of varied movement so that they're not all in a straight line going from one point to another. Sometimes they'll actually like, you know, drive it to the side or do something a little bit different. So that's kind of the whole point behind that. And maybe we'll actually get not first this time, so you can actually see our points will be a little bit different. So I think we were at 20 points, so now we should be at 28 points because we came third, I believe. I'll play a little bit more of this one and then we'll kind of pause it. As you can also see, your shield starts off as blue, and then the more you kind of crash into other cars or walls, it'll actually change color. So let's kind of hit these cars a couple more times. Maybe we'll just hit the wall. And you can see my energy shield went to yellow. My health bar also goes into yellow. And then once I get kind of to 3 bars or less, then my energy shield goes red. So you can kind of see it red here. And once you kind of run out of lives, so you hit the wall too many times, then the game will black out and you'll be sent back to the main menu. So that's pretty much all of the game's features and all of that kind of stuff. So maybe I'll just turn down the volume and just kind of talk a little bit more here. So yeah, that's Galaxy Racer. It was quite fun to make something that's a little more geared towards mobile. The real next step for this game would be, of course, putting in ads. But I'm not that kind of developer, at least not for games that I'm creating in a week. So that's going to be kind of the end for this. So again, if you wanted to see like, you know, that extra level in, then, you know, just put a comment down below this video or even comment on the web page itself and say, you know, we want this build with all 8 tracks, then of course I can do that. Anyways, coming up on our next How It's Made, coming out tomorrow, will be the Pixel Tower Defense, so how I created the tower defense stuff. That should be also, yeah, releasing tomorrow. Please remember to follow my Instagram page so you can vote on next week's game. I'm kind of thinking of going back to the 2D realm, and I might kind of stray from the hard win / lose condition. So I might make something a little bit more arcadey. So kind of something like a Space Invaders or Asteroids, or I don't know, just something where you have a high score that you're always trying to just beat. Anyways, I hope you enjoy this game, and I'll see you in the next video.